Good morning. You know, it's 5:30 in the morning, and here I'm sitting. I'm making cottage cheese. I'm just now cooking the curds, uh, and over here I've got sourdough starter coming, and it's looking pretty good. I fed it. Right there, I've got some clabber, and it looks good too. It looks fine. I just want more of it available because I could have curdled that cottage cheese faster. I think if I'd had more clabber, I put what clabber I had in there, and I also put some rennet. I ground up a rennet tablet after a while. I did, and put it in there. So it had some extra help. Anyway, these videos now, I would say probably through 2026, I'm going to be jumping around from one thing to another. And I gave you an update on what I was talking about with the milk and the bacteria, questionable use of pasteurization. That's what I've been talking about lately. But I want to go to something that will seem very different indeed, political in a way. Uh, the ice surge in Minneapolis. It's been all over the news. You've seen it many times. Two murders. Um, but what I haven't heard anybody say, and they're withdrawing now, retreat on the part of the federal government, good. Uh, but what I haven't heard anybody say, and I've thought about it all the time, is those agents on the street, how much does it cost money to deck them out the way they are? Now, Trump seems to care a lot about money, uh, and I would think he would think about that. You see one of those ICE agents there, decked out, like I'm saying, confronting protesters, and the protesters, to deck them out, cost nothing. They didn't go out and buy a special coat, I doubt, and a scarf and a hat and gloves and stuff. And in the summer, even less. I mean, protesters could go out there in a bathing suit. But by comparison, look at those ICE agents. All the stuff they have around their belts. Their machine gun, or it looks like a machine gun. I guess it's probably pumps gas. I don't know what it is. But those things that they're carrying. And their sidearms, I suppose they've got them on there. I mean, I didn't. I'd like, if anybody out there knows of a video or even just an image, a still, pointing out all the stuff, their gas mask, their helmet, their masks, if they don't have their gas masks on, but the gas masks, they must be so uncomfortable. And they usually aren't very, they're usually sort of heavy, chunky guys, too, in the first place. And uh, I just think, boy, they must be miserable. Their boots, right down to their socks, because this is military. Their underwear. I mean, all of that is being paid for by the government, and like getting them there, housing them. The expense must be enormous. I would think. I just at a rough guess, I'd think for one of those guys out there in the street, I don't know, but $5,000 maybe. Maybe that would be a rough guess. And I connected to a man that I'm not sure I haven't spoken much about him, but he influenced me a lot. His name is Joseph Tainter. He's almost as old as me, and he's quite famous for his. He's a professor out west somewhere, Colorado. Quite famous for his theory or his proposition or whatever his position of explaining what causes societies to collapse or civilization to collapse. And it comes down to complexity. He says a civilization ends up having to get ever more complex to sustain itself as troubles arise. I'm not presenting this well until it just becomes too overwhelming, the complexity, and so it collapses. An example would be well, for example, after 911 and the Twin Towers were struck and all that, well, from that point on, and even a little bit before, the mass shootings too, uh, there was so much security, so that now, I can't even go into the local courthouse without, you know, taking belts off and stuff out of my pockets. And there's this security everywhere, and that's expensive. Um, and the response, it seems to be going exactly the way Joseph Tainter said. The response to all these problems that seem to appear for the civilization, the present culture, is to do something to make it more complex. I don't know. Bye for now.